Okay, so today I'm going to do a quick update about my channel. I did release it video about 4 days ago, and that video has received a couple subscribers and a couple comments. You know, what they liked, what they didn't like, so I was quite happy about that, thank you, and also somebody offering to make music. So because people have actually, after one video, started watching it, I have kind of started to put together a bit of a page. So profile picture, a bit of a description, link to some other channels that people might enjoy. But obviously, still don't have a banner, but it's coming along. I've also set up a website where I'll link to things as well. So here is the previous Game Jam video, and here's the page that I'm making for this video. So how to play Godot and Unity WebGL games on the Nginx server. And there's an example configuration file. So first, I guess I'll show you the games actually we're running. So if we go games, Anthony Owen, games.test. Rebirth. So this is the Godot, and it comes up. So here is the Rebirth. We're actually going to do a dev vlog on the additions and some more stuff that I plan on doing tomorrow. But basically that's it working in there, and Unity. That's Unity coming up. And this is not my game, this is CodeMonkey's. He has a tutorial on his website for Unity where he builds this kitchen chaos, which is pretty good. If you're interested in doing a Unity tutorial, I'd recommend CodeMonkey's Kitchen Chaos if you're not a complete beginner, because he kind of teaches you kind of better code practices and stuff like that, so you kind of need to know about coding before you do that. But anyway, if you're interested in the code, let's zoom in a bit so people can read the text. So the configuration file for Nginx, I'm not really going to go through setting up web servers because that's kind of a more complicated subject that a lot of people may or may not be interested in. But if you're wanting to run a server either for your live game or for a test environment, I've got this section here, which basically is just redirecting port 80 to 443 to SSL. Then obviously you got your server name, the path to where the files are for the server where you want to host the game. I got an SSL certificate here. This is just for localhost because this is an example for development, but if it's a live machine, you'd probably use Let's Encrypt or something like that. And this here is a section for Godot. Technically, I think you only need these two, but I added the third one there as well. And then for Unity, you have Bertoli, and you have 3. So for the data, for the compressed JavaScript files, and for the compressed WebAssembly, and then you have the gzip data files, JavaScript files, and WebAssembly. And that is basically a working config for Godot. I've tested it on my web server and on, actually, I think it's still on my web server. So if I go games, anthonyowen.com /games / I think it was Rebirth. Yeah. So there it is on my live web server. So I've actually tested the config both locally and on my website, although on the live website I will be hosting on itch. So that was just a test, so that won't be there forever and a day, but I've just demonstrated it working on a live Linux server and on my own local machine. I did it in Firefox. Oops. Firefox doesn't like Godot at the moment. So you would need to play it in either Chromium or Chrome. But anyway, so for Unity, another quick hint: if you're wanting to test a WebGL project, in the file, and if you go to the build settings, you've got to obviously make sure that it's WebGL. But if you're wanting to run it on itch.io, in the player settings, under publisher settings here, where it's got the compression format, you need to change it to gzip, because at the time of this recording, itch.io didn't support Bertoli compression, only gzip, so you need to change it to gzip if you want to upload your game to something like itch.io, for example. So I guess that video is more technical, but I'm basically allowing you to download the config file, or you can copy and paste. So it's basically for people that are already basically using servers and just don't want to research the config themselves, because I obviously had to research all these settings to get everything to work. So hopefully that helps some people out, and I'll see you in the next video.